Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the Hivemind Podcast.
Hello.
We made it to episode 3.
I know, I'm so proud of us.
We stuck to something.
Even if we still haven't got any better at this.
No, we haven't. We're still continuing the theme of being super professional. But that's us now. That's our thing. We're just going to roll with it.
It's on brand.
It's on theme. So what are we talking about today?
We are talking about books today. Finally, something other than video games.
Yes.
I know. You have got more of a list of things than I have. So do you want to maybe give us a rundown of what we might be talking about today about books?
Yes, I'm actually quite prepared this time.
I know. I'm shocked.
Hey. It happens, okay? We're going to start off with our favourite authors, go into what we've been reading recently, anything we want to read, or what the hell is cramming our bookshelves up, because I think we both have a bit of a hoard.
I've got so much.
And then dipping into stuff that we might have read and a little bit disappointed with.
Yeah, you have gone all in.
I have gone all in. So I'm hoping this is going to be like the other stream where I wrote off your notes, you're going to write off mine.
Yeah, I think that's going to be how it's going to have to go today.
So let's just start with calling each other out. How many books have you got that you haven't read yet?
Oh, God. Okay, I counted them a few weeks ago, but I've since bought new ones. It's got to be at least 40.
I've got 42.
Yeah, it's somewhere up around there. It's got to be at least.
And in reality, that's going to be a lot higher because they're all parts of series. So
yeah,
really,
mine's the same. I've got the first book of so many series up there. But I never like buying a full series unless I've read and enjoyed the first one, because I'm that's such a commitment.
Yeah, no, it's silly just to buy the whole thing. It says me who bought one whole series of something. It's 7 books, but it came in a pack. It was all 7 for £10.
That's
not
bad.
That's,
no, that's not bad. At least we seem to have that. We swap book recs quite a lot because I think we both enjoy the same kind of genres.
Yeah, you have such good book recs.
I know, it's my special talent.
I think that should be your thing on Twitter or Instagram, is just put out some book recs.
I was thinking about it because I've got one toe dipped into book Twitter and bookstagram, but I see so many of the same books over and over and over, and I'm like, oh, there are so many other good books out there that people just aren't reading.
Yeah, jumping straight in with favourite books. You recommended Kings of the Wild.
Oh,
by
yes.
Nicholas Eames.
That is,
I've told you so many times. I've put this book down so many times in the shops. I know. And then you told me to read it, and I'm like, whoa, that was so good and just so fresh.
Yeah, it was just so different than so many other fantasy books I've read over the years, which was really refreshing.
I just loved the whole sarcastic tone of it all, and how they're fumbling through it. And
yeah, it's nice for once to not have teenage protags. I think that's the thing when you get older. If I pick a book up and it's the blurb's 16-year-old Margaret, and I'm
put it down.
16-year-old Margaret needs to go back to school.
Needs to go learn about the world.
Yes.
Oh, that was so good. I recommended it to my client as well, and now she texts me all the time what bit she's on.
My influence is spreading.
I now tell everyone. Everyone's like, you got a book? I'm like, Kings of the Wild.
Yeah, so good. So yeah, that is also on my list of favourite books. It's actually right at the very top.
Oh, is it? It's number 4 on mine.
Not that I really did it, not that I really put it in order, but it was just the first one I wrote down. So yeah, it's good. It's part of a series, if anyone out there wants to read it. Bloody Rose is the next one, which is also really good, although I don't think I enjoyed it as much as the first one.
I don't know, because I'm not sure, because of how Kings of the Wild was just so new and fresh. I think that's why I cling to that one more.
Yeah, I just think I prefer the characters a bit more in the first one. But the second one's really good, and I'm really excited for the new one.
I know, I'm following him on Instagram, and every time he updates, I'm like,
I know.
Yes, keep writing.
I know, I follow him on Twitter. Every time he posts about writing, I'm like, ooh, is that for the new book?
Is it book number 3?
I'm so ready for that.
I just wonder where he's going to go with the third one.
Yeah, because it's set, I think, I saw him answer some questions on, it must have been Goodreads or something, and I think it's set so many years after the events of Bloody Rose. So it'll be interesting to see, like where he goes with it and if there are going to be any familiar faces, because I think it's within enough years that you could possibly see some.
I hope Jane's still there.
Yeah, that would be good.
Jane is just such a legend.
I know. Moog is my absolute favourite though.
Oh, he's so good.
He's such a good egg. Anyway though, what is next on your list?
Next on my list, top of my list, is the book series that got me back into reading, and that is the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson.
I've heard you talk about this a lot.
So good. There's 2 series now. You got his first series and then the second series, which is set a few years later. Like it's not. I think it's like 20 years later or something. Or is it? No, actually, that might be a lie. It might be like a few hundred years. I can't remember. I read them a few years ago.
That's a big difference.
Yes, I did just the other day. Just the other day. It's fine. Yeah, it is my series that made me get back into reading. It's a series that discovered my favourite author, because he's now my favourite author in the world.
Is that the one that's like 13 books long or something ridiculous?
No, he was a part of that series. I'll talk about that series later, but yeah, he helped finish that series.
Okay.
But he has started his own like 15-book series, and that is the Stormlight Archive, the one that I keep telling you to pick up from the shop. I'm like, read Stormlight, read Stormlight.
I know, but I just keep putting it down. I don't know why.
It's like Kings of the Wild. Just trust me, pick it up and read it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a 20-year commitment. It's going to be a 20-year commitment. That's his writing plan, and I'm here for it. Who needs a relationship when I have a relationship with Stormlight Archive?
Oh, you're really selling it.
Let's hit one of yours. What's one of yours?
Next one is by J.R.R. Tolkien, which comes probably as no surprise to you, is The Silmarillion. It is probably one of my all-time favourite ever books. I have read it over and over to the point that my book is pretty trash.
Is that your one that I cried over?
Yeah, it's like, because I've read it so much. It's basically, I know you haven't read it, and for everyone else, it's kind of the events of Middle-earth from like its creation sort of leading up to the Third Age, which is when like The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings comes in. So it's all about like elves and stuff, which I am...
You're all there for the elves. About.
Yeah, so it's just really good, and it's not quite as like heavy, I find, as Lord of the Rings. Like I didn't really enjoy reading Lord of the Rings very much.
Oh. So you prefer like the Hobbit series compared to the Lord of the Rings series?
Well, the Hobbit's only one book.
Oh, is it? I thought the Hobbits was lit. So why are they dragging the films out then?
Because money.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
But no, yeah, The Hobbit is also on my list. That's a really good read as well. And there's so much in the book that I wish they'd like put in the movies. But
yeah, that's so sad when you watch the movie adaptation in it.
I know. But that's a whole other
podcast that we could go into.
We say this like every time we're like, yeah, it's a whole other podcast.
It's alright, it's building up all the episodes. We're going to have loads to keep talking about.
Yeah, I hope
so. I've just forgotten a book. You've just reminded me.
Ooh,
yeah, because talking about movie adaptations, yes. I used to love the film Memoirs of a Geisha. I used to absolutely love it. Because I think that's one of the only things I've done it backwards. I've watched the movie first and then read the book.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I watched the movie first and then
when I read the book, I now hate the film.
Yeah, but the film's so pretty.
It is so pretty, like it is stunning. But I was like, you missed out so much, and you missed out so much of the context behind some things in that film. And I was like, no,
it is
now
mad.
I hate the film. But it's so pretty.
It is really, really pretty.
Oh.
So you formally adding that to your list?
Yeah, listen to me. Ah! Alright, sorry, it made a really angry sound at me. I'm going to not touch it again.
Professional. What's next on my list? Next is something that I keep telling you over and over to read at the moment.
What's that?
Can you guess what it is? What do I keep telling you to read?
Hint?
I'm not going to give you a hint. I'm just going to say it. It is The Gutter Prayer.
Oh, that's on my list later.
By Gareth Hanrahan. I always worry that I'm going to say his name wrong, and I think I probably do.
I think that's the thing with authors. Like, you play the game of, am I pronouncing it right?
If you're listening, I'm sorry if I
butchered your name.
Really sorry. But yeah, that is also the start of a series. But I think it only came out, I want to say, like, really recently. So the sequel isn't out yet, but that was really good. The world building's really cool. The plot's really cool.
I love good world building.
The characters are fun. It was, really good, enjoyable read. And also, what made me pick it up is the artist who did the like cover design also did Kings of the Wild.
Oh, did they?
They did. That's why I picked up. I was like, I recognise this art style.
Surely, because they designed the cover, they have impeccable taste in books.
Yeah, and I want to say it's produced by... Yeah, it is. It's all from Orbit, who,
Orbit.
as we know, produce amazing books. Like, pretty much everything I've read from Orbit Publishing has been so good. So yes, that made it onto my list.
Nice.
What about you? What next?
Next one is, I'm always banging on to you about this as well, the Lightbringer series by Brent Weeks.
Yeah.
So sad. I thought book 5 came out in August. And it does.
Did it not?
But 2020, not 2019.
So
I got
tragic.
Really excited. But I think it's been moved up to October this year. I don't know. I need to check Twitter again, but I think it's moved. I think it's actually quicker than I think it is.
Your estimates today are
No, I got it wrong. I thought it came out August last year, and it was supposed to be August this year, and now it's October this year. So 2018 me went to the shop really excited, and it wasn't there, and then I checked it and I was like, oh, I got the year wrong.
Got it.
That's very sad. Very sad.
Actually, though, you're not the first person to tell me to read some of his books. Someone else told me the other day.
Yeah, because he does a really good... I have the first one. I can't remember what it's called. Walk in the Shadows or something, or The Way of the Shadows or something like that. It's like an assassin series.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
And that one's really hyped up.
Yeah.
But I haven't read it yet.
No. Add it to the list.
Add it to the list.
The ever-growing list.
My final series of the fave books is the Fitz and the Fool series by Robin Hobb.
I have never heard of that one.
That's the one when we went to Japan. I had the pretty cover, like it was a really pretty cover. It was that one.
Yeah, I still don't know. But...
It's 9 books long.
Go ahead.
Well, it's 9 books long, and I think she has another 9 books, which is like set in between each, because it's like 3 series. You got one series, and then it like time jumps, and it time jumps again.
Yeah.
And then the other books are like for the characters in between those time jumps, sort of thing.
Yeah. I'm with you.
9. I've just read the main 9.
Oh my god, that's such a long series.
It is such a long series, but it was really good. It was nice to follow a character, because he was literally like 5 or 6 at the start, and then he was like 60 at the end.
Yeah, I do like it when a series... as much as I like when you've got a series that is set in the same world but like different stories, I do like it when you've got like the same character over the course of a series, which is good.
Do you have any more on your faves?
I have one more, and then like 3 kind of mentions of stuff that I've read recently that I think were really good, but I wouldn't necessarily class as a favourite. Because again, it's part of a series and I haven't finished the series of those. So the last one on my list is Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami, which is actually the first Murakami one that I read, so I think that's probably why it's my favourite. And it's like completely different to all of the other books.
Yeah, I heard it's a bit like you have to read it a couple of times to get it.
I've only read it once, but I feel like I want to read it again now, because he does kind of like magic. It's kind of like magical realism, but it's quite like surreal, and his writing style I think is a bit like Tolkien. You have to kind of get used to it. That's
why I put Lord of the Rings book down. I was like, I don't understand.
It's different. It's not like as kind of old wordy, but it's I don't know. I think reading it like a couple of times probably helps, and then, or at least reading a couple of his books, then you get used to it, and it's not too bad. But no, that's probably my favourite out of all of his books that I own, and I own most of them.
Most of them. You've got a nice little collection going.
I do. It's broken up over 2 shelves on my bookshelf because it won't fit. Yeah.
How do you sort your shelves? Do you sort them by like author, alphabetical order, or like colour?
Well, mine's by colour.
Mine's by colour.
I try and keep the authors together. Like all my Murakami are together, and if I've got like Kings of the Wild and Bloody Rose are together, but everything else is by colour.
Yeah, mine graduates from black and it goes all the way down to my silver ones.
Oh, mine's like red and black, and then I've got like the white ones that blend. They're like a gradient.
Oh, we got a little ombre going on.
into like the blue ones, and then the purple ones and dark ones, and then I'm back to red and
you
black.
can tell you're the arty one.
I had so much fun putting them all up together.
Mine, I've reached the point now where I have to start double layering my books because it's
I've had to do that,
and I'm distressed. I'm like, do I buy another shelf?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, just straight up get one.
Of course. So, do you have any kind of honourable mentions, or is that just me?
I think a series, like you said, I haven't finished it yet, but it is powering its way into my favourite books. And that is the Rirria Chronicles by Michael J. Sullivan. I've read Theft of Swords, which is the first one, and I'm just started Rise of the Empire, which is the second one. And it's very much, you know that film, Road to El Dorado?
Oh, I love that
It's
film.
very much like that. Like, the two main characters are just amazing.
So good.
Like,
I love that, yeah.
The first scene, like, I was won over straight away. The first scene is they're on their horses going down a road, and they hit this blockade. Mm-hmm. And these highwaymen come out and they're starting to get robbed. And you're like, oh no, these guys are getting robbed. And like halfway through, they just turned to each other and went, no, guys, no, this is just not how you rob people. Like, what is this? This is not, it's not right. You, Archer there, like, we can see you in the tree. Like, your form is all off. This is not how you rob someone. And like, they end up robbing them back. And they're like, that is how you rob someone. And I was like, I love it. Yeah. I love it. I'm just gonna, yeah.
I'm sold already.
It's great. I love them. One of them is really sassy and one of them is really cynical, and I'm like, it's us. It's us. Yeah. One of them's like, we got to do this job, and he's like, no, and he's like, it pays 100 gold. He's like, wait, what are we doing?
Yeah, that is very much us.
So what are you reading right now?
What I am reading right now is the second half of a series by Joe Abercrombie, which starts with the Half a King series.
Oh, that's on my to-read list.
Yeah, that was the one I just read, and then I was lucky enough to find the second one and the third one in Waterstones, so I was like, oh, I'll have those. Thank you very much. And I think it's set with a different character this time, so I'm literally only like a chapter into it, to the second one, which I think is called, oh god, what's it called? Hang on. I didn't make a note of this.
Don't fall off your chair.
No. Anyway, well, the first one was really good, so I'm hopeful that the second one will be really good, because, again, it's one of those things where the world building was really cool, and the protag of the first one was really, I guess, refreshing, because he was like actual, visibly disabled protag, and I'm like, oh, yes. Ooh. Finally, some like not, able-bodied,
strapping young youth.
Yes. Sorry, excuse me, I'm just Googling book 2. So professional.
It's going to bug you.
It's called, I don't think it is called Half the World, but anyway, it's the Shattered Sea trilogy. I know that.
That's fine, you know that much.
Yeah, so I'm reading that at the moment, and yeah, it's good so far.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the books I rec to you, actually, like you said, and I would rec it to everyone.
Yeah, at this point, if you say, Jade, read this, I'm like, okay. I'll buy it. I'm on it. Yeah, because I think I have. Let me look at myself. Yeah.
I think you said you ordered it.
No, I do have it. I see it there. It's next to, tangent, it's next to a book series I have just recently finished, and that is the Nevernight series.
Yes. I thought this might be on.
It is on my list. It's on my, what I have been reading recently. Yeah, very good. Mm-hmm. It's one of my shelf for ages. Like, I didn't know the hype around it. I didn't really know it was like quite a popular series. Cause did you say they're making a TV series out of it? Or have I heard that?
I think that's A Darker Shade of Magic they're making a TV series from, if I remember reading Twitter right. But yeah, there's like kind of like Bookstagram and BookTube and BookTwitter and stuff have been raving about Nevernight for like ages.
It started off slow. Like, when I picked it up, I was like, okay. And it definitely, it's one of those books like you have to just get past that slow phase. And then I literally I blasted through book 1 and 2 so quick.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't read books that fast in a while.
Yeah, I was a bit like that with Kings of the Wild. Like, once I started it, I literally read it through. I think it took me, like, 2 days.
Yeah, I think it took me a little while, because I think I was reading Kings of the Wild alongside something else, because you were like, you need to read it. And I was like, okay. And I was like, no, I'm between 2 books right now. But Bloody Rose, I blasted out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you were between 2 books.
I was. I can't remember what I was reading. I'm not sure.
I have only one more on my honourable mentions.
What is it?
I do. It is Prince of Thorns.
Oh, I was just looking at Prince of Thorns on mine.
I feel like I have to give it an honourable mention because it is the book that broke my, like, 2.5 year reading slump. Mm-hmm. I think it was just, I guess, a bit like Kings of the Wild. It was just a bit refreshing in that the protag was so different to your usual protags. Like, obviously you've read it, and that he's not kind of like, you know, ooh, peppy, happy-go-lucky protag. He's like very much kind of,
if anything, he's like,
I guess, anti-hero, morally grey, and I really enjoy
borderline psychopath.
Like yeah. I haven't finished reading the rest of the series though, like you have.
Yes, I have read all 3.
But yeah, I thought the first book was really good. I think it took me a while to get into.
Yeah, it did.
But then it kind of, I don't remember at what point, at some point, it like grabbed me and I was like, okay, I'm into this now, I'm invested. I've got to finish this book.
I think that's me for my like reading, like what I've read recently and like my faves.
Yeah, I think that's me done as well. So, why don't you take us through what other lists you have prepared?
The books
I finish my tea.
Want to read. Oh God, we touched on it earlier. You mentioned the 13-book series. It's actually 14. My notes is telling me it's 14. Close enough.
That's so mad.
It is. I don't know what it's called, but I know the first one is called The Wheel of Time. It's written by Robert Jordan. Yeah. It came out in 1990. And finished in 2013. It was a 23-year thing.
Oh, man.
It has over 1,800 named characters. 1,800.
Oh, my God.
Like,
and you want to start this of your own free will?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm scared. But yeah, he died. It's either the book before last. And he knew he was dying, so he left notes on how he wanted the series to end. And Brandon Sanderson was brought in to finish the last one.
Oh, yeah, no, I remember you telling me about this now. Yeah,
so I was like, oh, if Brandon Sanderson's interested in it, it's got to be good.
Yeah. Well, good luck with that.
Yes, I'm scared, but one day I will. Because they're big. Like, have you seen them on the shelves? Like, they're big.
Yeah.
They just seem to get fatter as it goes along.
You always seem to read, like, the really chunky...
I do. I just love a good world-built, fleshy book. Like, I need to visualise it. I need to feel it.
I'd rather have, like, a smaller book broken down than have, like, a huge...
Yeah, this seems mammoth.
Massive book.
Like, I can barely keep up with, like, 10 characters. Because I think I did lose track after a while in, I think Bloody Rose. I think because they met so many people in Bloody Rose, I kept forgetting who's who.
Yeah, I can see that. It's when you've got, like, books that you read that have got, like, lists.
Yes, if they start with lists, you're like, oh boy.
Yeah, you know you're in for it then.
Yeah.
I just look at my bookshelf and I think of what I've got, like, one series that I've had on my shelf for ages, which is the Ottery series by Leanne Hearn.
What is that?
The first is called Across the Nightingale Floor.
Oh, yeah.
And I started it, and then for some reason I didn't finish it. I think it was when I, like, just wasn't reading anything. Mm-hmm. But that's really good. It's kind of, well, not like Japan, but kind of almost like there's elements of it, and, like, kind of elements of, like, you know, ninja characters. Ooh. And I didn't really get that far into it to properly touch into it, but it seems like a really cool
I think you told me about that a few months ago.
Yeah, which is really good, and also it fits perfectly with my galore scheme.
Yeah, isn't it? Because don't it have, like, quite a pretty cover?
Yeah, really pretty. It's like black, gold, and read.
Not that I judge books on their covers.
No, I do it all the time.
I think we're quite lucky because have you ever I think I'm gonna put it out there. I think the UK gets better cover art than American books. Yeah. Because like when I see like the Mistborn, I'm gonna bang on about again. It's got stunning covers, but if I was in the US and I saw that on the shelf, I wouldn't have picked it up because it's quite hard covers.
But what I don't understand is why they have different covers for.
No, I think it just like seems like the American covers are quite dated. Like they make the series like look old.
Yeah, because I do wonder because it's like the Kings of the Wild covers seem relatively the same. Like I've seen pictures of Nicholas Eames post like the Russian cover or something, and it's basically the same, just
it's like
in Russian.
Yeah, or it's still the same artwork, but maybe they're posed differently or it's like zoomed in differently. But with some series, it could be completely different artists and completely different just styles.
Well, I suppose you only have to look at like the like Harry Potter series has got like about 5 million different covers.
Yeah, I don't like the new ones. I like the old school ones.
I've got like
the old.
I've got the old.
I think I have I used to have all 8, and then I got rid of them in like my teenage years, and now I miss them because I'm like, oh, they were so good.
Oh my god, I have to keep all mine, even though I'm not super into it anymore because like my Prisoner of Azkaban is first edition.
Ooh.
And my Philosopher's Stone has got, well, depending on who you believe, it's either Nicholas Flamel or young Dumbledore. But it's not got like old Dumbledore on it, so I'm like, I have to keep it.
You're going to retire on them? You're going to sell them and retire on them?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm retiring on my Pokemon cards. We touched it earlier. Got a prayer I want to read because you're telling me.
Yes, please do. It's so good.
Gutter prayer, not gutter prayer. Gutter prayer.
Nice.
We don't have T down here. We don't have the letter T. It doesn't exist.
I just can't wait for you to read it. There's like one character in particular that I love, and I'm like, I need to see.
You need my reaction.
You love them too.
Well, yeah, so after the Ruria Chronicles, I have 2 books, and then I will read Gutter Prayer. As soon as I finish Ruria Chronicles, I'm on it. I know, I'm going. I'll blast it out. Book 2 and 3. I have book 2 and 3 now, so I'll blast them out. It's fine.
Yeah.
Half a King, you touched that. Murakami books, I haven't touched them either. And Darker Shade of Magic, we've touched on my read list. We've done it already. We've subconsciously done it.
Yeah, I own it, but again, it's one of those things that I think's been so hyped up that I kind of want to wait for the hype.
Yeah, to die down.
To die a little bit. Because I feel like if you have something that's overhyped, sometimes it can end up being disappointing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, at the moment, completely unrelated, I'm watching Breaking Bad.
Whoa, that's late.
Yeah, I know. But I'm like 4 seasons in, and I'm like, I don't really know if I like this or not.
Well, isn't there only 5 seasons anyway?
Yeah, that's not the point. But the point is, like, it was so hyped up. And I think I was expecting it to be, like, a bit better than it is. But I feel like I've got to watch it now.
Yeah, you're 4 seasons in now. You might as well finish it now.
Yeah. But I'm a bit like that with hype books. Like, I don't want to read them when they're, like, super hype.
Yeah.
Although, one book I do want to read that is not, like, super hype, but everyone says, oh my god, you have to read it, is Howl's Moving Castle.
You've not read Howl's Moving Castle? Are you for real?
Never. I have owned it for so long.
I can't be your friend anymore. I didn't know you hadn't read that.
No, I've just never read it. I don't know why. There is no good reason for me not to have read it.
Well, thank you, everybody. That was episode 3 of the Hivemind Cast. I can't believe you haven't read that. I thought you had.
No.
I'm in shock. Who are you?
Like I said, there's so much that I have owned for so long, and I just haven't got around to reading it because I just keep buying more books.
The thing, it's going to be like a Memoirs of a Geisha thing. You're going to slightly view
it's completely different.
Howl's Moving Castle differently. Not differently, but you know there's some moments in the movie where you're like, huh? Like, there's no explanation about what's happening. It explains it a lot better, especially Calcifer. He's got a much more deeper meaning in the book, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, I've heard stuff like that, and that it's just generally like the film's kind of changed things a little. So I am interested to see the difference, and I will get there.
That is the only book that I own that is really tattered. I know.
Oh my god.
I feel dirty. But I bought the old school cover, like, because it's really old. It's a really old book. And the new cover's just really bad. So I had to buy a pre-owned version of the old cover.
Just to have a nice
and it's
cover.
tattered, but it's fine. I will put up with it.
Well, sometimes you have to do these things.
I like my books pristine. You're a spine breaker.
It's so satisfying. It's like the first thing I do when I get a new book is crack spine.
With you?
I actually, someone else, one of the authors I follow actually tweeted that she does the same thing, and I had to reply. It was like, oh my god, there's someone else out there who does it.
No. It's like, do you like Marmite or do you not like Marmite? It's like, are you a spine breaker? I don't think Marmite. I've ever tried it, so I can't make comment on it. No.
What?
Jill! No.
Okay.
She's mad that I'm not giving her attention, so she knows she's scratching things. Stop. Jill's my cat. Don't worry, it's not a child or anything. It is my cat.
She shut her out to, like, avoid her interfering. I knew we weren't going to make it to the podcast without her interfering.
Welcome, you're the third member. How are you? Are you reading anything lately? No? Cool. Okay. Oh, nice.
Right. So, moving on from that, do you have any other book-related lists?
Just stuff I'm disappointed in.
Okay,
and I know you said it earlier. Prince of Thorns.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Prince of Thorns.
I knew it was.
And I liked. Is it King of Thorns? The next one. King of Thorns.
King of Thorns is next.
I really didn't like Emperor of Thorns, the last one.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
I don't know what happened, but it just okay. I can hear you. I don't know. It just kind of like derailed a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
I don't know what happened, but I like pushed through it because I was like, oh, I've read book 1 and 2. I might as well book number 3 now. But I just don't know. I've got no words to put it in, but I just didn't like it.
Yeah, I think sometimes series can kind of tail off a little bit. I'm trying to look to see if I've got any series like that, but I don't.
No, you have like impeccable book taste, so like you never buy bad books.
Well, you say that. I do.
Wait, what was the one that you put down because you were like, I cannot deal with this like Shakespearean language?
The Goblin Emperor, which is so sad because the concept is so great. I might give it another go, but it was just like they talk a lot like, oh, why is thou doing this?
Yeah, I'm too stupid to read that.
And I'm like, no, thank you. I can't cope with a whole book of that. So that was on my kind of, it was sort of one I did not finish, but it's more kind of may return to.
May try again.
Later. Yeah. And I have another one of those as well. Do you have any other disappointments before I go on about that one?
Yeah, I just have just one more. Just the Millennium's Rules series. It's by Trudy Canavan. I always call it Caravan. I'm sorry.
Oh, I've heard of her. Is it
not?
No,
I keep reading it as Caravan, but if you look closely, it's Canavan.
Oh, well, you learn something new.
Sorry, Trudy.
Sorry, Trudy.
But yeah, it's good. I read it all. I enjoyed it, but it was definitely dragged out over a trilogy, which it didn't need to be.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
And I've read it once, but I will not be reading it again. It's not something I want to go back to. No.
Revisit. Yeah, no, that's fair. So the other one that I didn't finish was The Lies of Loch Lamora.
Ooh, really?
Again, that's more kind of a revisit because I started it in the middle of my like reading slump where I hadn't read anything for like 2
I think
years.
you were in a bit of a slump when you tried that.
So I think that played a part in it, but also I found the reason I didn't like kind of I took a break and read another book was that the world building was just kind of really heavy to begin with, like kind of too much.
Yeah, there's nothing worse when they throw loads of terminology at you and you're like, I hope the main character's learning it with me because I do not have a clue.
Yeah, like that was the thing. Like there were kind of place names and like religion names, and this and that, and I was like, I can't retain any of this in my head right now.
No, I think that's why I like when you have a main character who's also like doesn't know all this stuff. So the other characters teach them. You're like, thank you, because you're teaching me too.
I want to go back to it because, like, as a protagonist, Locke is pretty much like my ideal protagonist in one neat little sarcastic bundle.
Oh, bless him.
So yeah, that was again. I'm always a bit hesitant to like put books on like a do not finish and I really didn't like this, because I think it's a matter of taste. But yeah, so I don't know. Other people might like those books that we didn't finish, didn't really enjoy. We shall see. Maybe if anyone's listening that read them who saw
they're like seething at us right now, like, how dare you?
They can leave a comment and let us know why they enjoyed them so much.
But
and please don't tell the authors that we didn't finish the books.
Well, that'd be called Trudy Caravan.
Oh, I'm so sorry. And I'm sorry again to Gareth. in case I said your name wrong.
Well, I was too scared to say the Darker Shade of Magic author, because I was like,
what?
Schwab? Is it Schwab or Schwab or?
I think it's. Yeah, I have no idea. Sorry. I'm sorry. We're sorry. We can't read. We love reading, but we can't read.
My English is so bad. And I'm English, and my English is bad.
I know. We both have degrees, but we can't.
Mine's in numbers, to be fair.
Yeah, mine is.
You have no excuse. I have a maths degree, so I kind of have an excuse.
Anyway, moving on from our shortcomings.
I'm educated, I promise.
So professional. We're such good podcasters. Anyways, is that the end of your list? Do you...
No, I have a favourite characters list. I don't know how well you'll be to like ring one off the top of your head.
I could probably think of a few. So you go ahead and start your list, and I will compile one in my head as you go.
I have, we mentioned it earlier, Moog from Kings of the Wild.
Oh,
bless his soul. If anything happens to Moog, I'm burning the book. And Gregor and Dane.
I knew you were going to mention that. It was when you were like, I love them, I hope nothing happens to them, and I was like, yeah, that would be a shame, wouldn't it?
My client was reading it in the chair, and she was telling me she was at the bridge bit, and I was like, her hair's on for 45 minutes, she's got to reach this scene. And then she just looked up at me really sad. I was like, I think I was washing something at the basin, and she just looked at me and I went, I know. And she just looked so sad, and I was like, I need to walk away a minute. I'm just reliving the moment right now.
Funny enough, though, it wasn't that got me. It was the bit in Bloody Rose where, like, you find out that Moog has named his new babies after them.
Oh, I thought you were going to reference another bit in there. Oh. But yeah, when I heard that, I was like, oh, this just makes Moog even better.
I know. Why? What bit did you think I was going to reference?
The one sentence.
Oh, yeah.
The one. Yeah. Just one.
Yeah, thank you.
It's
for
like
that,
5 letters long. And it just literally felt like a hand came out of the book and just punched me in the face.
Yeah, it really did.
I remember I just put it down. I was just like, oh.
Okay, so coming up, spoilers alert for Bloody Rose. But there's a bit where one of the main characters dies, and it's just like, he died the next morning. And I was like, I'm sorry, he what?
What?
Like, I flipped back the page like...
I did.
What? Excuse me? No one gave you permission,
a really
Gabriel.
Dramatic, like, speech, like, Rose, you're gonna have to live without me. And it's just like, you're dead.
I was so upset. I love Gabriel.
I was. Oh,
he was like my favourite in the first book.
Oh, really? I preferred Clay.
No, I love Gabriel.
But Clay was like me. Clay was like, oh, really? Do we have to do this? My back hurts.
Well, actually, funny enough, speaking of that series, one of my favourite characters, I think, would probably be Free Cloud from Bloody Rose.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I really enjoyed his character, which is strange to me because I found Rose quite, like, abrasive at times, which I think is I suppose, part of her charm as a character. But
yeah, I didn't like Rose.
No.
Sorry.
But, yeah, I loved Free Cloud. Again, I was really sad when what happened.
Yeah,
to him
I
happened.
thought Rose was going to get it.
Yeah, I did too.
I thought she was going to go down like Gabriel.
Yeah, I was expecting the whole, like, father-daughter parallel. Nope.
And because I think his was like 2 seconds long as well, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, his was really like, I don't think his was like really drawn out.
No. It's quite brutal, but that's life, isn't it? It's brutal.
Yeah. And I think sometimes that's a really good way of writing. It makes more impact if you write it that way.
Yeah, sometimes when you drag it out, you know where it's going to go, and I end up like skipping.
Yeah.
Like my eyes will just get like bored and just jump straight to the bottom.
But also, Nicholas Eames, you had no right to dump that many feels on us.
No, like...
What the hell, man?
I was all maternal. I was like, this is foreign feelings to me. What is this? But I'm a character killer. If I like a character, they die.
Yeah,
like, this applies to movies, TV series, books.
Yeah,
like, if I like someone, they die.
I'm the exact same. Yeah.
I just like the little underdog.
I know.
Or the sassy side character, like the sassy sidekick. Like, screw the main character. Sassy sidekicks is where
you
it's
do
at.
like your sassy sidekick.
I do love my sassy sidekicks.
So, anyway, who is next on your list? Do you have a long... Actually, I should have asked, do you have like a long favourite character list?
No, it's only 5. It's only 5.
Oh, only 5, she says.
It's only 5. They are all sassy sidekicks.
No surprises there.
One is from Mistborn series season 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's Wayne. You don't know nothing about the Mistborn series.
Nope.
So basically his power is he can heal himself.
Right.
As long as it's not fatal, he can heal himself. He's called a blood maker. So if he gets stabbed or shot, he can regenerate.
Handy.
So when you're in a fight, you usually would put the blood makers up front because they can take the hit, they can cure themselves, and the squishies will hide behind him.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like the second book in, and it's like he gets shot, and like you would aim the blood makers first, like take them down first, and the squishies will go with them. And he gets shot a couple of times, and he just stops the fight, and he's like, right, we need to stop. Why am I always getting shot? Like, shoot them for a change. And they would just look at him like, you're the blood maker, mate. Like, you need to be shot first. And he's like, well, it's not fair that I get shot every time. Shoot them. You need to take a bullet once in your life. And it was like, yes, I'm here for this. I'm here for equality. But yeah, he's just super sassy. And he's like, the main character's always trying to be really serious. And he's like making snide remarks in the back. Like, I love it.
We stan a sassy sidekick.
I love him. You haven't read the Nevernight series. It's Mr. Kindly. It's her cat. Mr. Kindly the cat. But it's a cat she can speak to. He's like a spirit.
Okay.
And he is so... He's just mean with his sassiness. Like, she's like a trainee assassin, and every time she messes up, he'll be like, that was smooth.
So, a bit like Salem from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yes, or... What's the one from Sailor Moon?
Luna.
Yeah, but like sassy.
Nice.
Even though Luna is sassy, just meaner.
I have, I guess, a couple. One of them is from the Silmarillion, so will mean nothing to you.
Nope.
And it is kind of the Dark Lord before Sauron, called Melkor, or Morgoth, or has a whole host of names. I love a good villain.
You do like
so
villains.
He's a really like interesting villain to me, especially because there's a lot of times where he like tries to go in and like deceive the elves, and I'm like, oh, I'm here for it, so here for it.
He's attacking your elves, and you're okay with
yeah,
this?
I know, but like he's a good villain, okay?
Like you like Arden, don't you, from Final Fantasy?
I do. I love him. I just wish that they had done more with his character. Like, I don't know if it's just because I kind of dabble in writing that I'm like really critical of how some characters are written. Because I'm like, you've got such a great character concept. You could have gone so much further with that, and you didn't.
And as usual, that is a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, I think maybe we should do Final Fantasy 15 next to just get it all
You do know it's going to be like a 2-hour episode, right?
won't be that long. I don't think it will be that long.
You want to bet. I reckon we'll hit at least an hour and a half.
Well, we shall see. It'll have to be a two-parter.
Oh, it could be. I'll have to write a novel for my notes.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah. And then the second, I guess, one of my favourite, is only like a recent favourite character. And it's from The Gutter Prayer. So,
ooh,
you will meet him. He's one of my favourite characters. And he's called Spa.
Ooh.
And he's just so nice.
He's just a nice guy.
He is just a nice guy. Like, he's one of those good eggs, and you're like, oh, honey, you don't deserve any of this.
Those good eggs always die.
Not necessarily.
He's gonna die. I'm gonna say this now. I bet you my left toe that he's gonna die.
What a weird bet.
Why was that the first thing? It was what I was looking at when I said it.
I was going to say, why was that like the first thing that you thought of?
Because I looked around for a second. It was the first thing I looked at.
Yeah, not going to bet money, items, my left toe.
You can have my left toe. Well, think about it. Without that toe, I'd be falling over all the time.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, with my left toe. It's all the same. But yeah, I think that's it. I
think that's it.
Done.
Would you like to wrap us up?
Well, we had a good old time today talking about top books, characters, things we didn't finish. Actually went on a bit longer than I thought we would. I think we got a bit sidetracked. I was expecting us to wrap at like 30, 35 minutes, but here we are.
No. Here we are.
Next time, I don't think we've really decided what we're going to do next time. It might just depend on what we're feeling in the mood for, but I would imagine probably either anime or going back to some kind of game-related episode, because we've got a lot to talk about.
We do. We have a lot of controversy and salt, and we have some appreciation, but mostly salt.
Yeah, a lot of salt. And then I suppose at some point, I don't know where, it's probably a little way off, we're going to have to do our, pre-EGX episode.
Yes.
Because we are going to be attending EGX this year.
We are
not
indeed.
As guests or anything. We're not that famous yet.
But
we're going to, I think, do like an episode where we kind of talk about the things we're excited to see, stuff like that. And then maybe one after where we're like raving about the stuff we like there.
Yes, because we haven't been to an EGX before, so it'll be quite exciting.
Super excited.
Ooh.
But until then, I think it's time for us to sign off and let you get back about your day, evening, morning, whatever time it is, wherever you are.
Wherever you are in the world.
Could be anywhere.
Ooh.
I really need to stop doing stupid voices when I record things.
It just comes out. It
out. Does. It's like when I vlog and I'm like, I can't just say hello. Normally I have to put on a weird voice.
It's always the first thing you say. It's always like, hello.
Anyway.
Time to go.
Yeah, so see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.